Om Tyageshwaram Ramakrishnan Sharadam Matrarupinim Vivekanandamacharyam Natva Vakshami Shuddhe Yogena Chittasya Padena Vacha Malam Sharirasya Cha Bhaishajena Yopakarottam Pravaram Muninam Patanjalim Pranjaliranatosmi. In our last class, we discussed Ekatatvabhyasa, that is practice of single principle, and its utility was to overcome the obstacles, antarayas or vikshepas, and vikshepa sahabhavas, the concomitants. We saw there are 2-3 interpretations of this word Ekatatvabhyasa. One was Ishtanishtha, and devotion to one's own chosen ideal, and holding on to one particular spiritual path, philosophy and path. So that was one meaning. The other was simple concentration on any principle, may it be God or the self or whatever, distinct from the Ishvara Pranidhana. Because in Pranidhana, there are many things actually, because there is a prayerful attitude, then there are meditation on the qualities of Ishvara and all that. But this Ekatattva Abhyasa, according to this interpretation, is different from Ishvara Pranidhana. And the third one was leading a life like throughout the day oriented towards one purpose, single purpose. So that is another interpretation of this Ekatattva Abhyasa, where during the day we perform many tasks, we engage in various activities, but the undercurrent, so to say, are we should tune ourselves, our mind in such a way that all the actions we perform, they will have this spiritual orientation. They will be oriented towards attaining our spiritual objective, to have that kind of mental attitude while performing all the actions throughout the day. So that is another interpretation of this Ekatatvabhyasa. So whether it is Ekatatvabhyasa or whether it is Ishvara Pranidhana, whatever, these were all the remedies for overcoming the obstacles. The point is, obstacles will come. These remedies are not going to make these obstacles vanish and we don't have to struggle. It's not that. The obstacles will come. These remedies, whatever the remedies are, they will help us overcome these obstacles. These obstacles are going to be there. They are not going to be vanished. But we get some help, some guidance as to how we can overcome these obstacles and how we get the strength to overcome these obstacles. So that was about the Ekatatvabhyasa. And then Patanjali introduced another sutra as to what should be our mental attitude towards different kinds of people. We saw people whom we interact with in the world, and Patanjali divides them into 4 categories. He says some are sukhi, like those who have sukha, they are sukhi. Some have dukkha, they are dukkhi. Some are punyavan, virtuous people, and some are apunyavan, that is vicious people or evil people. So when we interact in the world, we interact with these many kinds of people. Now it's not a watertight compartmental arrangement, but this is predominant trait of their character, you can say. Some are happy, some are miserable, some are virtuous, some are vicious. And he gives us 4 kinds of attitudes we should have towards these 4 types of people. That is Maitri, Karuna, Muditam, Upeksha. 4 types of attitudes we should have. Bhavanataha. When we have these kind of attitudes, what we'll get? We will get Chitta Prasadanam, the tranquility of mind. So those who are sukhi, happy, we should have an attitude of friendliness towards them, Maitri. Those who are dukkhi, we should have karuna, compassion, and we should help them. Those who are punyavan, mudita. So we should rejoice in their virtuous actions and try to draw inspiration from them. And those who are apunyavan, evil people, there will be those. We should have upeksha. We should not bother our heads about these people. This is what he wants us. These are the kinds of attitudes Patanjali wants us to have, practice, cultivate. And this will lead to Chitta Prasadanam, that is tranquility of the mind. Now, it is very simple to understand prima facie this sutra. Of course, difficult to practice because generally when we see people, evil people and all that, we feel irritated, we get agitated also. Then we should know what our limitations are, and if there is nothing we can do about it, then upeksha is the best attitude we can have, because that we will be at least protecting our peace of mind. We can't do anything about these people, so if we can do, it's a different matter, but when it's beyond our control, upeksha is the best attitude. But anyway, but as I said in the last class, this is one part of the story. If we think deeper and when we try to put this into practice, we get some difficulties because Patanjali has objectively divided our people with whom we interact into those 4 categories. But we, each one of us subjectively in a different way, have divided the people that we interact with into 2-3 categories. This division is subjective. Every person has divided his or her acquaintances or persons he or she interacts with into 3 categories. Patanjali has not mentioned those. But when we try to practice what Patanjali has said, then we come across this problem. See, our people whom we interact with, there is a circle, so to say, of people whom we like. And then there's a circle of people whom we do not like. And then there are strangers. So we have these 3 circles, these 3 categories of people with whom we interact. Some we like, some we don't like, positively we don't like, and then there are strangers. So, and our reactions to these 3 types or these 3 circles of people are different, though their state may be same. To explain, take the sukhi person. If a person who is within the circle of people whom we like, that person becomes sukhi. Then a person whom we don't like, such a person becomes sukhi. Or a person who is a stranger, we come across and he or she is sukhi. Our reactions towards these 3 are entirely different. They are not same. It's not a reaction of friendliness that Patanjali wants us to develop, and it is not so easy also to develop. In general, our reactions are very different. Those who are within people who like, they are sukhi, we are happy. But how many are happy when a person whom they don't like becomes sukhi, becomes happy? Or they see a stranger becoming happy. How many feel friendliness towards that person or share that happiness? So also about being dukkhi. Our persons whom we like, that becomes dukkhi. We are so concerned. But if we have immediately that sense of karuna, compassion. But if a person whom we don't like from that circle, that person becomes dukkhi, what is our reaction? And a stranger, we see someone who we don't know, such a person is suffering, what is our reaction? Many times it is upeksha. In very rare cases, some different kinds of reactions people have depending on their stage of evolution. Basically, we have these circles, and what Patanjali is trying to tell us is you break these circles. He is telling us to break these circles of persons whom we like, persons we don't like, and then strangers break. Have the same attitude towards other people depending on the state that they are in. If a person is suffering, irrespective of who he or she is, he should feel compassion and try to help. If a person is virtuous, is engaging in some virtuous acts, we should rejoice, whoever he or she may be. We should draw inspiration from that. And if a person is happy, we should be friendly towards that person. That's what he is trying to tell us. This is what generally happens, this circle of people we like and we don't like and all, that is what is called ragadvesha. That's what gives rise to ragadvesha, or ragadvesha gives rise to such division of people. We like some people, we don't like some people. That's ragadvesha. Patanjali is asking us to give up this ragadvesha if we want chitta prasadanam. See, those who don't want chitta prasadanam, there are people who carry hatred to the grave. We can't do anything about them. But if we want chitta prasadanam, then we have to break these barriers of likes and dislikes and have same reactions, same attitude towards all kinds of people when they are in a certain state. Well, the thing is, we have to be careful when we deal with strangers, especially if they are engaging in apunya karma, in evil actions. Because we, as I said, evil people, so we should be very careful. But if we have some control over those people who are known to us and all that, we should try to dissuade them from such actions. But when we have no control, then upeksha, disinterest, cancelling them, that is the best way. When we see a person engaging in evil actions, if we have some control, we should try to help. Otherwise, just neglect. That's the only way. So this is what he's trying, and you see this chitta prasadanam is very important, and it kind of, the commentators also quote this Bhagavad Gita verse which says, ragadvesha viyuktaistu vishayan indriyaischaran atmavashair vidhayatma prasadam adhigacchati. Same word is used in Bhagavad Gita also. Such a person attains to prasada. Patanjali uses chitta prasadanam. So that person attains to prasada. Prasada is tranquility of the mind. Who attains to that? One who engages in various activities with senses under control and free from raga and dvesha. So being freed from raga dvesha and with controlled senses and mind, a person who engages in activities, such a person will attain to chitta prasada. So that is how the parallel from Gita also is. So this chitta prasadam, when we give up this raga dvesha, we will have chitta prasada. In simple words, when we give up these likes and dislikes, we will have chitta prasada. So because feeling happy about when someone is happy is kind of natural, or feeling miserable when someone is miserable is kind of natural to human beings. It is our only likes and dislikes which generate or bring out unnatural feelings within us. So if we are somehow able to break or understand that these likes and dislikes that we have, these are an obstacle in our tranquility of mind, we understand that, we try to overcome that. Then the equanimity comes, and that equanimity leads to chitta prasad. For devotees, and especially devotees of Sri Ramakrishna, we always have the help of our God, where he says, Shiva Jnane Jiva Seva. So, you look upon every person as an embodiment of God. Sri Ramakrishna tells that. So that is easier. So those who believe in God as the creator, sustainer, as the upadana karana, as the material cause of this creation, and also its efficient cause, for them, they can take the help of that. So this we can, as we interact with people, we can have the feeling that they are all manifestations of God. So that helps us to overcome or take the edge off our likes and dislikes. It takes the edge off, and then we can take it forward. So that is the Chitta Prasadanam. Now, the point is, why is this tranquility of mind important? Why is Patanjali bringing in this idea of Chitta Prasadanam, this tranquility of the mind? See, peace of mind, everybody wants peace of mind. Many people want it only for the comfort that it gives. The mind is peaceful, we feel comfortable. But Patanjali's idea of having peace is not for the sake of comfort that it confers. But he says, Prasannam Chittam Ekagra Sthitipadam Labhate. That is his point. Prasanna Chittam, that when the mind which is tranquil, it will attain Ekagra Sthitipadam. It will attain that one-pointedness, that state of concentration. So if we want concentration, to develop concentration, if we want our mind to be concentrated, if we want to meditate, then this tranquility of mind is very important. And that is why Patanjali has brought this sutra here before he starts the next subject. And it is very important because this is a stage, so to say, in Patanjali's scheme of things. Patanjali has, of course, every philosopher has a scheme of things. So Patanjali has this scheme of things. And in that scheme of things, this Chitta Prasadanam is important as a prerequisite to develop what he calls sthiti. In the first sutra itself, Vyasa talked about 5 types of minds, so to say. Kshipta, Vikshipta, Moodha, Ekagra. So that Ekagra Chitta, and he said that the Samadhi is possible only in Ekagra Chitta. True Samadhi is possible only in Ekagra Chitta. So that Ekagra Sthitipadam we can have only if our mind is tranquil. And that is why Patanjali brings this subject here. And that's why tranquility of mind is important for every sadhaka. Not for the comfort it gives, but it becomes kind of a launching pad to get into the meditative state. And that's why this is important. If we look back and summarize the last few things, like the Patanjali's, when we talk of Patanjali's scheme of things, he starts with that Shraddha, Virya, Smriti, Samadhi, Prajna, the 5 stages. This faith and enthusiasm and recollectedness, Smriti. These become the Bahiranga sadhanas, so to say, the preliminary stages. Along with these, at par with these, so to say, are these Ishvara Pranidhana, Ekatattva Abhyasa, and this Bhavana, or attitude, healthy attitude toward different kinds of people. These together, they say to say, lay a groundwork for this Chitta Prasadana. So we try to keep this faith and the energy, or the utsaha, the enthusiasm, and smriti. And along with that, we practice Ishvara Pranidhana, which is nothing but japa and meditation, Ekatattva Abhyasa, orienting our whole activities towards our spiritual goal, and this bhavana, this right type of attitude towards different kinds of people, free from ragadvesha, free from our own personal likes and dislikes. These together, they so to say lay a groundwork and lead to this Chitta Prasadanam, Ekagra Chitta, which will lead to Ekagrata, so to say. So that is why these together we have to understand. And for sadhakas, for spiritual aspirants, these become a good launching pad. The next sutra is Prachardana Vidharana Bhyam Va Pranasya. The word va is used, which means or by Prachardana and Vidharana of the prana, the prana. Prachardana means exhalation, and Vidharana means holding, so to say, holding out, holding actually. So the sutra will mean or by exhalation and holding of the prana. That will be the exact translation of this sutra. Or that's va, by exhalation and holding of the prana. The sutra is explained in different ways, especially the word va, or the connection of this sutra with other sutras. Va means or. Prima facie, this should be an alternative to what was told in earlier sutra. This Maitri Karuna Mudita Upeksha. This is one. By having that kind of attitude, we will have Chitta Prasadanam. If you connect the next sutra with this, then it will mean or. One can have Chitta Prasadanam by exhalation and holding of prana. That is the prima facie arrangement of the sutras if we study. But this is not accepted by some people or many people. They don't accept. Because this makes this earlier sutra optional. The having a healthy attitude towards different kinds of people, this arrangement makes it optional. So they say this va has to be connected with the next sutra. And one subject, one topic ends with this Maitri Karuna Mudita Upeksha Sutra. With that, one topic ends. A new topic begins with the next sutra, and various options are given. This particular sutra that we just recited about Prachradana Vidharanabhyam va pranasya Vishayavati va pravrittirutpanna. Next sutra will also have va, va, va. So all those various options are there, and that subject should start from next sutra. And this Chitta Prasadanam subject ends with the earlier sutra. That is the view of many commentators, and that seems reasonable because that healthy attitude cannot be optional. It's mandatory for everyone, and you can't bypass it also. You can't bypass it. So that seems a better interpretation. In which case, what is the utility of this exhalation and holding of prana? That will come in the next sutra. Vishayavati va pravrittirutpanna manasaha sthiti nibandhanisu. So that will be the purpose of this exhalation and holding of prana. When we say exhalation and holding of prana, we actually mean breathing. Exhaling and holding the breath. So that is one of the options to achieve what he calls sthiti, what Patanjali calls sthiti. We'll see in the next class. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.